there's something different in the air on Tyneside. And it's not just the excitement for the new season or the usual buzz of pre-season. It's more subtle than that. A quiet but intense energy has been brewing behind the scenes at Newcastle United. The kind of atmosphere that suggests a new attacking piece might be on its way, one that could completely reshape the club's outlook in the coming months. The board has been operating discreetly, but the signs are there, for those who know where to look. A certain name is gaining strength not through screaming headlines, but through the fine print of reliable sources. The movement has been cautious, especially because it involves not just Newcastle, but other heavyweights in English football. Supporters who follow transfer rumours closely know that when several Premier League giants target the same player, there's usually something special behind the scenes. And in this case, the race is heating up by the day. A silent auction is underway, and if it concludes, it could bring a high-performing name to St. James Park after a season that truly stood out. And if you're here watching this, it's because you like being one step ahead, understanding what's really happening behind the scenes. So now's the perfect time to subscribe to the channel. Your subscription doesn't just help this project grow, it ensures you get all the updates firsthand. With responsibility, proper reporting, and passion for Newcastle United. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join us as we dive deep into the hottest market developments. In recent days, familiar names have started circling within the club's corridors again, but one in particular has shifted the board. The situation is complex, with crossed interests, significant values, and a potential twist that could directly impact the squad's setup for the 2025-26 season. Most intriguing of all, although interest isn't new, a fresh statement coming from the player himself has set off red flags, not just in Tyneside but in London and Nottingham too. The truth is, Newcastle United are officially in the race for Brentford's 28-year-old forward, Yoane Wissa. The news was broken by none other than David Ornstein, one of Europe's most respected football journalists, and confirmed shortly afterwards by Talk Sport in Nottingham Forest News. Wissa, who impressed with 19 Premier League goals last season, is now being tracked by 3 clubs: Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham. And now, according to those same sources, Wissa has broken his silence and made his preferred destination known. But let's break it down. Newcastle's interest in Wissa isn't new. Whispers were already being heard in the last 2 windows, though nothing solid had emerged. This week, the club's attention turned more directly to the Brentford striker, with Ornstein reporting that the Magpies are monitoring the situation closely, waiting for Brentford's next move before submitting any formal bid. The reason for the caution is clear. This deal isn't just about transfer fees, it's tied to another Brentford forward's future. According to Talk Sport, Brentford are hesitant to let Wissa go before resolving the situation around Bryan Mbeumo, his attacking partner. Manchester United are progressing in negotiations for Mbeumo, and if that deal goes through, Brentford may choose not to sell Wissa, unwilling to lose both of their key attacking players in one go. That leaves the Wissa situation in limbo and demands precision and timing from Newcastle. The club knows it needs to act fast but also smart. On the other hand, Nottingham Forest look determined. The Reds have already had 2 bids turned down, one in January, and another recently, reportedly worth £25 million. Despite this, Forest remain serious contenders. They see Wissa as a key piece in rebuilding their squad. They're prepared to raise their bid, but face a critical obstacle: the player's preference. This is where the plot takes an unexpected twist. Yoane Wissa has made it clear that he would prefer to reunite with Thomas Frank, his former manager at Brentford, now in charge of Tottenham. That report came via Talk Sport, stating Wissa is pushing to leave Brentford and that Spurs are his top choice. That revelation, while frustrating for Newcastle and Forest supporters, doesn't mean the race is over. In fact, it might just be the beginning of a new wave of negotiations behind closed doors. Newcastle, for instance, have something Spurs can't currently offer: the promise of immediate impact. Newcastle also boasts the financial strength and a solid sporting project, 2 crucial elements in any major signing. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the transfer market, make sure to like the video, and if you're not yet subscribed, now's the perfect time. On this channel, you won't miss any move involving Newcastle United. Straight facts, no fluff, and sources like David Ornstein, Talk Sport, and Nottingham Forest News backing the updates. That's why your subscription really helps keep this content alive and allows us to keep bringing you top-level coverage. Back to Wissa, there's a strategic factor here that may benefit Newcastle. According to Nottingham Forest News, his market value is estimated at under £40 million. That makes the deal more accessible financially. Compared to targets like Eberechiez or Jonathan David, Wissa is a more affordable option, and his recent performances make the deal worthwhile. Plus, Wissa's versatility adds to his appeal for Eddie Howe. He can play as a central striker or drift wide, allowing for tactical flexibility. His finishing, pace, and pressing work rate align perfectly with Howe's style, which values high intensity, intelligent movement, and tactical awareness. Still, Tottenham remain a real threat. Thomas Frank's presence is a major emotional factor, and Wissa has publicly spoken about his admiration for the coach. If Spurs decide to step in aggressively, they could easily take the lead, but so far, there are no concrete signs of a formal bid from the North London side. That leaves the door open and Newcastle ready. Brentford, meanwhile, are treading carefully. With Mbeumo potentially leaving, the club are trying to balance losses and avoid a full-scale attacking collapse. That's why, according to NEWCASTLE, any deal for Wissa hinges directly on the outcome of United's move for Mbeumo. If that goes through, Brentford might step back and block Wissa's sale entirely. This is where timing becomes critical. Newcastle must move quickly but wisely. The club has shown in past windows that it can operate discreetly and efficiently. Just look at the Tonali deal conducted under the radar and completed smoothly. Now, the challenge is to replicate that approach in a much more open, competitive race, with a player who has already hinted at his preference. If you've followed this channel for a while, you know the final days of the transfer window are always unpredictable. Names appear, vanish, then resurface. But when sources like Ornstein, NEWCASTLE and Nottingham Forest News all point to the same player, you know something serious is happening. Wissa might not be the flashiest name of the summer, but he's a strategic signing, and the clubs that realize this early will have the upper hand. What's left now is to watch the next moves closely. Newcastle United are in the race. They've got the interest, the financial means, the sporting vision, and a manager who knows how to use multi-role attackers. The question is, will the board speed things up in the coming hours, or wait to see how the Mbeumo saga plays out before going all in? So, Toon Army, what do you think? Would Wissa be a good fit for Newcastle? Let us know in the comments, and if you're still not subscribed, now's the perfect time to click that button and join our community. The season's just getting started, and you won't want to miss a single twist in the journey ahead. See you in the next video.